Good afternoon and welcome to part 2 of my little conversation about SKYBURST and his appendages. Now let us have a chat about appendages. Right, first of all you got this, I'm not quite, it's like, now I'm quite ashamed of myself because I probably should have done a bit of background on here, but I haven't, so shut your face. This is an aeroplane. I know there is an aeroplane that kind of looks like this. It's a merge between an A10 tank buster and an AWACS, but I know there is kind of a smaller version of the AWACS which is kind of like an aeroplane. Now underneath there is the plug, and if I push that you can see it pushes in, and as soon as I push it you can see all the auto markers start going. So we'll leave that for the moment, we'll set that to one side. This is hella disgusting. This is a real disappointment. I mean, this is bad because it's a stupid torpedo shaped piece of shit. The front has got this thing here which, you know, again, you start pressing that and everything starts to come apart. It's got a hook for landing on so you can put it down and everything, but this is a travesty. This is an absolute travesty. It doesn't really look much like a helicopter. Okay, you know, the rotor blades go round, brilliant, and it's got these bits here which, if it was a seaplane, would probably be sonar pods rather than fuel pods or something like that. You just drop that down and it'd float in the water and look for submarines full of seamen. Oh, seamen! The real downfall of the figure, the real absolute travesty of the figure is everything else kind of just scrapes by of being worth the money, except for this. If they could have redesigned this bit, the figure would have been 1,000 times better. And why the hell is it yellow? It stands out like a sore thumb. The other colours are sort of slightly more subdued. This is bright yellow. It just doesn't suit the aesthetic. Poor. The other helicopter, kind of a faux Apache A10 gunship thing. This is supposed to be better, but it's not. It's flabbier as an American trailer park mum. It's really bad, and this is also very unsubstantial and doesn't really flop. But on the bright side, that isn't too bad. It's not quite so intrusive. So you can see that, and you press the button and all the auto morph starts to happen. Now this is clever. All of the auto morphs are clever, right? All of them. I'm really, really impressed. I don't like Minicon ports on the top. I don't like Minicon ports. I just don't like Minicons. The only reason I'd have a Minicon is so I can press them into Unicron's back to make the chest mechanism go. Aside from that, Minicons can fuck right off. Lastly, now this is the one that I've got the problem with, and this is the one that I wanted to go to 2 parts on this video, and for one particularly big reason. All of the others work on automorph. All of the others, you plug in your peg and everything goes wiggity wiggity and changes and moves around. And does what it needs to do to be the appendage that it needs to be. It turns into a foot, it turns into an arm, it turns into something with a fake hand on the end of it, whatever. This took me ages to shove the fucker in, and it didn't work. And I was shoving and shoving and shoving like a dirty thing with a filthy analogy. And it wouldn't work. Now, what pisses me off with this, and we'll start with this one, okay? Okay, let's get a leg. So, leg, 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 leg. Alright? So you take your blue bit, and that blue bit has got to go into that black bit. So you push that, and you push that, and you push that, and you push that, and it will not go. I mean, it absolutely, it will not go. Now, this is what the bugbear is. You have to physically push that like that, and not have your finger on here, but you have to physically adjust these before the rest of the magic will happen. And even when you do, it's an absolute pig. Now, the reason that this pisses me off, so so I'm going to half, see now look, I'm half doing what I need to do in order to get this in. Now, I am a 35 going on 36 going on 12-teen man, okay? And I took a while to adjust this. If you're a child, you would, in 30 seconds, been nagging mummy or daddy to go, I've got fix my toy, I don't know what's wrong with it. And you wouldn't know how to fix it. That's poor. It's better than that, but this is poor. I'm very disappointed. Take the blue doohickey, you press the blue doohickey into the hole, peg and hole, push it in so it actually pops. So you've got to grab it in the right place, and there you go, now it's popped. So the top pieces come up to become the knee, the bottom pieces come there, and then you physically push that there, which becomes the heel. Unsubstantial. And this, you can bring that forward and the wheels flat, which means you can stand him up straight, but he looks much better if you do that and bring them forward. That gives you a bit of momentum, so when you stand him like such, you can sort of widen his stance a little and twist him out. Okay, so that looks pretty. We won't move the camera yet because we've got to put the others in. Holes on the bottom, okay. I think this one goes on this arm, so again, holes there, okay. Now this, again, the one saving grace for this is when you put it in location, let's do it on camera, Dave. When you put that in location, you do that, move it out a little bit, and it does automorph exceptionally well, but you have to push that round in order to make his hooky, clawy, crabby hand. It's awful. I mean, it's really, really bad. It's poor. I don't like it. I should have got the other one, but this was a prezi from someone, so I've got to be grateful for what it is. I like it. I really like it. I'm very grateful that it was bought for me. I'm very grateful for the sentiment behind it, and at some point I would have ended up getting this guy anyway. But there, this one's quite clever. Look, if I hold that like that, I'll try and do it on camera. If I hold that like that and then plug the Hoojami flip in, look at the way he comes out. So the wings, which you wouldn't expect to be the way that they are, the wings push out. Son of a bitch. There. So the wings actually come up and forward, all on its own mechanism. So it's got these little faux fingers painted on. So he's got no thumbs. He's just got 6 fingers that face each other like an old school kind of Robbie the Robot affair. So let's position him and we'll have a look. Oh bugger! He's a little tool. I'm going to have a move around. If I put him there, and I put that there we go, SKYBURST. Now, he's pretty cool. Yes, he's pretty big, he's quite sexual. I'm going to pick the camera up and just move around him and bring him a bit closer. So there he is. Posability wise, he'll bend at the knee, he'll bend at the hips so you can lean the body forward for a bit of balance. The arms will go forwards and backwards. The arm will go forwards and backwards. This is the one sticking point, and this is why it was good. I knew this was going to be a two-parter. Because of that heel arrangement here, because of that monstrosity, he's not really particularly good at standing up. This I quite like, because the way that's arranged, he sort of sits forward on his haunches a little bit and gives him a bit more of a character-filled standing position. But there you go, that's how you do it. And then to take it apart, you just unplug everything and turn him back into his plane or robot mode. So I guess what I'm saying is, SMS number 1, actually playing with toys for a change.